All right, I'm going to show you how to create a graph in Mplus and then put that graph into Excel so it looks a little nicer than the Mplus version of it. So here I have my Mplus file and I have a growth curve. Now this growth curve is of child internalizing problems. We have an intercept, we have a linear slope, we have a quadratic slope, we have a little bar here that means that we're going to be doing a growth curve here. We have each of the individual time points, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Your basic setup for a growth curve. If you don't know how to set up a growth curve in Mplus, go ahead and look at the other videos associated with this. All right, and then we're going to create a plot. We're going to say the plot type equals 3. That's going to give us all the plots that we need. We're going to say this is in a series. We're going to say that these are ordered. And we have int, or internalizing 10, all the way through internalizing 16. Then we put a parenthesis here, and we put a star there, meaning that all the ones in between there are in order, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the order that they are here is the order that they should be displayed in our plots. So we're going to go ahead and run this. Runs it, and then we get this thing up here. This is our view plot. So we click on to view the plot. We want to get our estimated means. It's really our estimated means that we want here. So we click on the estimated means at each time point estimated by the growth curve. View that, and we got a nice little smiley face there of internalizing problem. Internalizing problem start a little higher at the first time point, age 10, dips a little bit, and then goes back up to, I believe that's about age 16 there. Now, this is fine. This gives us something to look at, but what we want is a little bit nicer graph. So we're going to click on this right here. This is going to save the plot data. It's going to save each of these points right there, each of those estimated values. So go ahead and we save that. I'm going to save that to my desktop. You could obviously save it wherever you want, and actually I already have it here. It's called quad growth. So save it there as quad growth. Save it, replace existing data, yes. We're going to look at quad growth, and here are the data points. Remember we put in 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 6, at 1, at 0, at 1, at 2. Well, we just have those here, and here are the estimated values at each of those, right? So we've got our data. Now what we're going to do is we're going to open up Excel, get a new little Excel worksheet going here. And I'm going to go back to this, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. All I did was Control-C, or you can go here, copy, and paste it in there, and it does a really nice job knowing where it should paste everything. We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we have 5, 40, 0.5, 0.43, all those estimated values. Let's go back here to Mplus, and just to note, right, this is the internalizing at age 10, at age 11, at age 12. And so often what we want to do here in our Excel is we want to have it graphed so it's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I'm just going to go ahead and insert here. So our time 0 is our age 10, 1 is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let me just open up the Mplus again there so you can see that. We have here int 10 at 0. So I just put 10 at 0, in 11 at 1, 11 at 1. This really is just so we can label it, so it'll look nicer on our graph, be more interpretable, if you will. So now what I'm going to do is going to insert, click on this insert up here, go to charts. We want this chart. Now this is maybe a little less intuitive of what we want, but we want this scatter chart. So we're going to click on the scatter chart, and we're going to go to the scatter with smooth lines and markers. Okay, so we click on that one, and then we need the data. So if you can click on select data up here, you can also right click here and click select data, either one. Select the data, and then I'm just going to highlight this right there, and there you have it. There's our little smiley face. Click OK. Now it's a bit off here. It's not exactly the numbers that we want down here. We have all this empty data there, right? So I'm going to double click on this, go over here, see our minimum for our X. Our minimum we are going to make, it's this little bar here, these bars up here that you're going to click on. We're going to make the minimum of 10, right? We don't have data pass in, so our minimum's 10. Let's make our maximum 16. Okay, so our maximum 16, and there you have it. And you can make this whatever you want it to be, whatever meaningful values there are. Maybe there's a particular meaningful cutoff value or something like that. Maybe 0 isn't meaningful because if it's a 1, 2, 3 scale, then, well, 0 is not meaningful. And so you can change this around all that you'd like. So I'm going to go ahead and click here, and let's say our minimum, well, let's make it 0.3. And we can make our maximum, let's say 1 was a meaningful value for some reason. Okay, so then we go from 0.3 to 1, but you can just adjust that all that you want there. Right now we have the axis lines both ways. Typically we don't have that. Not that you couldn't, not a problem at all. But you can click on the chart element and look at the grid lines, and you can say, you know what, I don't want the horizontal ones, or I don't want the vertical ones, or whatever. You can just select however you want that to look. And this is just a really nice quick way to get your information about your graph, about your growth curve, into Excel and graph it like that. Hope this was helpful to you. Thanks.